Good morning. It's May 20th, May 21st, right? Yeah, May 21st, 2020. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. This presentation is intended to be informational and educational and is not a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument. If you need personal financial advice, consult your financial advisor. It's May 21st, 2020. We'll look at the bounty spreadsheet. I can't emphasize enough how impressed I am with the entries you're putting on the bounty spreadsheet. Today was particularly totally awesome, and I can't wait to talk to you a little bit about that. If you want to add items to the bounty spreadsheet, you go over to the link that you see in the presentation, and then what you do is you add to the spreadsheet. And good job, everybody, on pre-populating the price of the stock and the volume. I really appreciate that so much. Here's the point of the bounty spreadsheet. It requires you to scan for stocks that meet our criteria, and then you get paid to put them on the bounty spreadsheet. And then if I take the trade and make some money, I'm going to give you half of that money. That way you get compensated for me having a larger account if I take the trade, and it forces you to do some learning and prove that you're learning what we're talking about. Of course, we could do a thing where I'm the only one that ever produces trades and I'm the only one that ever talks about them, but I never, ever would have found any of the ones that we have on the lists in the last 2 days. It's really super giantly appreciated. So thank you to all of you that have been adding to the spreadsheet today. There are 5 new bounty spreadsheet entries, and they're really interesting. CHFS, Acor, Etsy, ABEV, and Sglb. So we're generally, although you can go outside the bounds, we're generally looking for stocks that are under $11 with RSI under 40. A volume is greater than 300,000, and then look for Knoxville divergence and profit circles. We also want earnings to have been recent. So let's say recent earnings that we can read, so we can read the transcript. Today's list includes stocks that meet those criteria, but also one that is priced much higher, Etsy. I have no issue whatsoever with you printing some stocks that are higher priced than $11. It's fine. In fact, especially if it's a high volume stock that has options, we'll be just fine doing that. I do want to focus on the lower than 11, lower than $20, lower than $10 stocks, just because it makes it easier for us, those of us who have smaller trading accounts, to take those trades. Okay, I'm going to check out the good mornings here. Thank you. Good morning to all of you. Everything is fine. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to now minimize the floating meeting controls so it's a little bit easier to see the screen. And we're going to go jump right over. We're going to go backwards through the bounty spreadsheet items. Simon, well done on Sglb. It's trading for $2.51 a share. Yahoo Finance says it's overvalued. What a shock. Sigma Labs develops and commercializes manufacturing and materials technologies. It offers PrintRite 3D and in-process quality assurance suite of software applications for 3D metal printing and additive manufacturing industries. Looks really interesting to me. It's sort of a 3D printing tech kind of company. Loved it. So let's take a look at the financials. We can just look at the volume is 417,000 shares on average. That's good. They had an earnings date, May 14th. That's good. They have revenue, $402,000 in revenue. So not very much. Gross profit is negative. Earnings is negative. And that's not great. Total cash is 86,000. And their current ratio is 0.90. Not a good situation. So the financial situation, let's just be upfront. It's bad. This is not a fundamentally strong company from a financial situation. But that's not the end of the story. What we're doing here is we're also looking at their earnings transcripts. And so, once again, I got up at the crack of dawn and I started speed reading earnings transcripts, which I am starting to love. And I think it's really funny. We're finding things out about companies that we would not ordinarily know if we didn't read these transcripts. So here is what they say. This is the most interesting part of the transcript. So the picture looks as follows. We have increasing quarter-over-quarter revenue. We've reduced our expense run rate. That means they're spending less money and it's cheaper to operate the company. We've lowered our monthly cash burn by $100,000 a month. Every RTE, I'm not sure what that is. I think that's partnerships that we have invested in has been successful and we believe will lead to future business. And we've transitioned from expensive partnerships to straight contracts with the option for a 90-day evaluation period. Wow, that sounds interesting. We have everything going in the right direction. Now it's a matter of timing and trajectory. The thing that will help the trajectory is the COVID crisis and how it exposed major weaknesses in the current manufacturing supply chain. Blah, blah, blah. Conclusion, the picture of the company that I've tried to paint for you is one that's cautiously optimistic for the short term with what we believed to be increasing quarter over quarter revenue and increasingly optimistic long term. Wow. Their revenue was giantly better in 2020 first quarter than it was in 2019. So they didn't make a gross profit. Okay, that's fine. I understand that. And any delays are not representative of what management expects going forward. This is a $2.51 stock with a gajillion bullish profit circles, earnings that were, for all matter, I mean, it's pretty okay. This is a buy trade. Simon, this is definitely, you did great work here. It's rare for us to find a company that is going to even talk about their guidance or outlook. Now, they're not in a great financial position. This is not a company that you'd say, I'm going to put my life savings in Sigma Labs. I think that sounds like a great idea. No, that's a bad idea. That's a terrible idea. So millions of shares of this company are trading daily. There's plenty of room in this company for all of us. And today I'm going to do a starter position since the company has bad fundamentals, but they have good earnings transcript. What I'm going to do is buy a starter position of 500 shares today. I hope I hope that works out nicely. Of course, I have no idea if it will. And if it doesn't, I can jump back out with very, very, very little exposure here. And if it jumps above $3.17, I can add to the trade. And then we've got a beautiful monthly missed pivot target at $7.29. The only way that those numbers are going to get hit, the only way that those are going to get hit is if somehow people just become excessively optimistic about this company, and then there's like a, I don't know, like a run to get shares of this company, and then all of a sudden it runs up, and then we want to just get out. So here's what I will say. I'm going to take 500 shares now, 500 more at $3.18 a share, and then I'm going to start getting out every time it rises $1, because this is the kind of stock that the only reason it would be going up is if people are uncharacteristically and sort of irresponsibly, super giantly optimistic about this company. I'm not saying it's a bad company. I'm saying they're not making money. They're losing money. So we want to be careful about it. But their earnings transcripts really shows that there's going to be some enthusiasm here. And I think others are going to read the earnings transcript. And I think that technically you see the profit circles. You see them right here. It's undeniable. You can't deny that that's the pattern that we look for. And it's kind of a strike zone-ish pattern. So I'm going to plug this in, Sigma Labs. We're just about to open up, so I'm going to type in 500 shares. And I am going to wait until the market opens here, which it is. I'm going to review it, and then I'm going to take that trade. Order received, and it's scanning. Next on the list is, I'm going to go and do these out of order. Etsy, totally not what we would normally look at. Just absolutely not even close to what we would normally look at. This is not a pattern that we normally see, unless we're looking for a trend trade, in which case this is definitely a trend trade. This is like, oh my gosh, this is definitely one of those trend trade situations. It is, if this printed a bullish profit circle on, say, the 1 hour or 15-minute charts, which it's probably going to do on the 15-minute chart pretty soon, it's a crazy buy. It's Etsy. It's the arts and crafts website. So let's go over to Yahoo Finance. Let's just make sure we take a look at the fundamentals. It's an overvalued company, which most of these are, with 4 million shares of average volume. They run a website. They also run reverb for musical instruments. They run a website that sells kind of artsy and craftsy stuff. They have $877 million in revenue. Gross profit they have. They have earnings before interest, depreciation, and taxes. They make money. They have total cash. Okay. They have operating cash flow. Okay. Okay, let's stop bragging. you know, it's pretty great. Here's Etsy's conference call. Etsy's conference call, the transcript was amazing. They switched over to prioritizing the selling of masks on the website, not Halloween masks, but COVID masks, and they crushed it. So here's the things we know and what we do know. We continue to monitor the possibility of real headwinds, which haven't experienced yet a deep, broad downturn. Best blah, blah, blah. Our best view today is that the recent surge in demand is likely to ease. Honest people, I like that, but GMS strength in April will support strong top line growth. That's so new customers not able to provide full guidance for the year, but they are going to provide guidance for quarter two. Love it. We currently estimate consolidated Q2 in the range of $2 billion to $2.2 billion, which is up 80 to 100% compared to quarter two of last year. Revenue up, adjusted earnings up. This implies a deceleration in growth rates for each May and June, but a strong quarter overall. Etsy is making money, and what they did was they gave us a positive earnings report, a transcript that said things are pretty good, but there's a possibility they're going to slow down a little bit. So what I want to do here is I want to let those things slow down. I want to let it slow down, and then I want to wait for a bullish profit circle. It's a trend. It's a beautiful trend. Let's wait and allow the market to give us a bullish profit circle. Even on the 15-minute. So that's what we're going to wait for. We'll come back to it and we'll see it and we'll do it. This is Acor, Acor Therapeutics. Kelly, great job on this one. Check out this chart. Bullish divergence, bullish profit circle. Earnings have already come out. Let's take a look at Acor Therapeutics. Okay, it's overvalued. We wouldn't think anything else. A biopharmaceutical company develops and commercializes therapies for neurological disorders in the United States. The statistics on this company show that they have revenue, they have gross profit, they do not have earnings, they do not have net income, and they do have a lot of money in the bank. They have $2.38 for every dollar of short-term debt that they have. So they're a pharmaceutical company, so it's not a surprise that they're not making money, but they have some revenue. So I read their transcript, and this is pretty awesome. We remain confident in our full year expectations for Ampera and are reiterating our revenue guidance for 2020. So they're giving you guidance. Then in blah, 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 which was launched last year, is still expanding its pace. Its revenues are significantly drawn by blah, 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 a result of the stay-at-home orders. We don't have visibility into how changes in patient and physician behavior may impact new prescription starts. We're withdrawing our guidance, but they're telling you their drugs are going to do well. But they're telling you how much it's going to cost them to operate. They believe that their drug will become a standard of care. They're going to accelerate the growth of these drugs and go for the gold. I got to tell you, that's telling you we believe that that our prescriptions will increase on these drugs, and they withdrew guidance, but they told you how much they're going to spend, and they did tell you how well they think the drugs are going to do. I think it's a buy trade. I think it's a buy trade now. It's trading for 75 cents. So if we jump on over here to the old Robinhood account, I'm going to plug this bad boy in. And let's see, let's just make sure the volume on a regular basis is strong enough to justify things. Average volume is 3.2 million shares. I think we can get away with that. So I'm going to take a trade. So a starter position in a stock that's trading for 75 cents, I would consider to be 2,000 shares. So I just bought 2,000 shares of this. And there we go. You can do your own work on CHFS and ABEV. CHFS revenue was a 19% increase. 2/3 the first quarter launch, Children's Hospital. So you can read a little bit about theirs. Nothing, I didn't see anything inside of this transcript that made me want to stand up and take this trade right away. And then there was ABEV. And ABEV is, they sell beer, the big ones, Budweiser, Bud Light, and so forth. They sell it in Canada and Latin America and South America. And it's the results are okay. They're all right. They're not bad. Don't really need to go much more into detail on that. Let's go to the 57 list because we have some movement today and we want to see that movement. So I'm going to go Acor and I'm going to put down that I also traded the Sglb, right? Sigma Labs. Okay, let's look at iTub. iTub's up today to start with. Sue, once again, brilliant job on iTub, right? It's seriously, you just crushed it on that. You really, really crushed it on that. iTub is up today to $4.02. I bought my 500 shares for $3.93. I'm up $40. It's not like I'm going to get giantly rich off of this or anything. So, but it's still super awesome. Okay, now I'm just going to walk through all of kind of the recent trades that we took. Reed. Reed is doing okay today. Nothing to write home about, nothing negative. We're above our yearly volume weighted average price. Nothing to really say is good or bad. I'm going to keep the trade that I have. Save, Spirit Airlines. I took a picture of this from the airport yesterday when I was picking up a friend. I just took a picture of the airline. I don't know why I did that. It's kind of weird. I'm kind of happy to be here. I have 300 shares of Save, and I think that's a safe amount. And I think we could get up to the yearly volume weighted average price. I think we could get up to $15. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that trade. LXRX that I was so happy and excited about is down today. It doesn't have a lot of room to do anything that I don't want it to do. I was very, very excited about it. I'm going to draw a trend line on the chart. And then I am going to, I forgot to do it. So I'm going to put a line here for an alert that's going to tell me when our trade becomes super giantly awesome and profitable. And I'm still in it, still happy to be in it. When it breaks the highs, I'm going to buy more of it. Here's VSTO it was not up today, excuse me. Down a bit today. I think this stock is, I'm up $60 now. I was up $300 a bit ago. I think I'm going to have to let this one go. I really do. I don't think that I can figure out how this one is this. I can't figure this one out. I want it to be a great trade, but I don't know. I'm gonna watch it under this. The reason it didn't go up is I didn't put an alert above price. So I'm gonna watch for it to break a trend line on my charts, and then we'll just see from there. I don't stand to lose very much. I only have 500 shares. So it's not going to cost me a significant amount of money to give this a chance. Bingo bango, not really moving. MMLP. Don't you love it when a plan comes together? So MMLP is kind of on a move here. So I have 1,000 shares. They're up $290. Martin Midstream Partners. I don't know. I don't think you close it out at this point. I think you just let it keep going in the right direction. I have 1,000 shares of this, and I don't see any reason why I would stop having 1,000 shares of this. I also own, by the way, as a part of the strike zone, I own the Natural Shrimp Company, which I think is going to take off and go. And I have 1,000 shares of the Natural Shrimp Company, which are trading for 5 cents a share. Okay, I don't have any EAF anymore. That's gone. So I'm going to close. I don't know why that's on there anymore. And then IWM, still watching that out of the corner of my eye. Wayfair, still watching Wayfair out of the corner of my eye. Resi, I still own shares in Resi. I think that finally this thing turned and started going in the right direction. So I'm going to keep it. And then I'm still going to watch Uber. I think Uber is headed for some significant problems, but they might not be. We may be in full recovery mode and Uber's going to go back to work and it's going to drive the price of the stock way up. Okay. I'm tired. I got a ton of stuff to do today. But this was my favorite part of the day. This was really fun. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll spend another minute here, but I'm going to get the recording started.